Establishing a fun and effective and smooth running morning routine in your kindergarten or first grade classroom, it's not that hard if you have some tools in your teacher tool belt to help you. Today, we're going to talk about one strategy that you can use starting today in your classroom that I think is going to make a world of difference when it comes to teaching your students and for them for remembering the routine. Are you ready? This is a winner. Here we go. Hi, my name is Angie and I taught kindergarten and first grade, and I know the frustration of trying to teach those little guys and gals the routines of the morning, the routines of the day, and sometimes they just don't get it. And it seems like when they don't get it, it has to do with practice. But what can you do to supplement the practice? You do the I do, I show you how to do it. We do it together. You do it by yourself independently. But sometimes it's like it's 3 weeks into the school year and they still don't know how to do it. Like something as simple as hanging up their coat, right? And so today I'm going to give you a strategy that you're going to be able to use not only to establish your morning routine and your daily routines, but probably in other areas of your teaching as well. And this comes from a woman who many of you know, and her name is Brené Brown. I got this idea out of her Dare to Lead book. It is an amazing book. As an educator, you really should read it with an educator's eye. And a lot of things she says, you're just going to go like, oh, I should be doing that in my classroom. I'll tweak it like this and this. This is one of them. So when you are showing your students what to do for the morning routine, many times I would show them and then, for instance, like the coat in the closet, right? Or the coat in the locker. And I would show them how to do it. They would be able to do it for once, twice, maybe 3 times. And then all of a sudden, coats were like shoved in the shelving and on the floor and flipped up over other people's things. And it was total chaos. I taught it. They did it for a while, but then I had to like reteach it. So try this. When you're teaching this routine, you're going to say to them, this is what done looks like. This is Brené Brown's words. This is what done looks like. So, first graders, when you hang up your coat, you're going to use that little tab, and I would show them the coat. See this little hook on the inside of your coat? You're going to use that on the hook, and you're going to make sure it's good and secure, and it hangs down. And also, if you don't have one of those little hooks, maybe you could use your hood or the back of your collar, just like that. Now, first grade, this is what done looks like. The coat is on the hook. It is not on the floor. It is not shoved in the thing. It is hung up correctly. It just dropped on the floor. Now what do we do? Is that what done looks like? No. We're going to go and we're going to hook it back up. Uh-oh. Your neighbors just fell on the floor when you accidentally hit theirs. You have to help them and go ahead and put their coat back up too, okay? This is what done looks like. And so then you model it for them. They show and you say, what does done look like? Well, I used the little thing in my coat, the hook, the tab in my coat or my hood, and I put it like this and it has to stay up there. And you're like, yes. Now, if I went into our principal's office and she had her coat on the floor, what would you think? And they'd be like, what? That would be nuts. Yeah, I would. What if I stepped on her coat because she didn't know what done looked like? She just came in and just threw her coat on the floor. First graders, when you get older, are you just going to throw your coat on the floor? No, because you know what done looks like. Our principal knows what done looks like when it comes to hanging up your coats. You guys are so smart. And I am just saying, I've seen second graders. They don't know what done looks like. You guys are ahead of them when it comes to this, okay? Then I would maybe even say, why do we want to hang up our coats? Why can't we just pile them all on the floor? First graders, I have a really gross story to tell you. Once, when I taught first grade a really long time ago, none of you know these students, but when I taught first grade, one time they just piled their coats in a big old heap. They did not use their hooks, and they piled it in a big old heap, and guess what happened? They got lice. Every single one of my students in my classroom got lice because one student had lice and their coat got put on, their coat got on, and pretty soon the lice were just everywhere and everybody had lice. First graders, that was no fun. Nobody wants to have lice. And one of the reasons we hang up our coats is so that we stay healthy. And you know what? When you're an adult, you're going to be hanging up your coat. So we're going to be starting now because you're independent, smart kids. So who could show me what done looks like in the coat closet? All right. So that's kind of some of the discussions. They have to have a why. And I am telling you, okay, now I'm itching. They all know what lice is, right? And probably some of them have had it before, and they're going to be like, oh boy, I do not want lice. And nobody at my house wants me to get lice either. So you have to give them some incentive to do it. All right. So, but hanging those words, what does done look like, onto this is going to help because it's going to help you get really specific too. Part of the problem that kids don't follow through with routines is that we as teachers don't get super specific with them. We don't give them the vocabulary that they can understand, that they can put their understanding on. Okay? So I think that little tip from Brené Brown, Dare to Lead, is going to help you. All right? Check out the other videos on morning routines, setting them up easily, materials to use in the other videos in this series. I'm so glad you're here. Remember, you are loved by the creator of the universe more than you ever know. And I think you're pretty awesome too. Until next time, God bless you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.